Well, children, in the mid of the chapter, I just skipped out one topic and went on to the explanation of the rest of the other hormones, because I felt just because we started talking about hormones, I felt like completing it, taking all the glands. Now, I would like to talk about the role of hormones, specifically in the case of reproductive function. How hormones initiate reproductive function. Let's see, endocrine glands release hormones into the bloodstream to reach a particular body part called target site. What happens? The hormone which is released by endocrine gland, it flows through bloodstream and reaches the target site, and the target site responds to the hormone. वो टारगेट साइट एक्टिवेट हो जाता है जब हार्मोन वहाँ तक पहुँचता है. एंड देयर आर many endocrine glands or ductless glands in the body. All the glands are not with the duct, means pipe connected to the organ, but few glands are there which just diffuses its hormones into the blood flow or into the body. Now, the testes and ovaries secrete sex hormones, and you have just learned that these hormones are responsible for the male and female secondary sexual characters. Further, the sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland, as I told you earlier. The pituitary secretes many hormones, one of which makes ova mature in the ovaries and sperms form in the testes. So, then what happens? You can see that hormones from pituitary stimulates testes and ovaries. Once they get stimulated, they release testosterone, that is the testes release testosterone in male and estrogen in female. Then released in the bloodstream and reach parts of the body, that is the target site, that is the reproductive organ. Stimulates changes in the body at onset of puberty. Target sites, you can say in case of girls, the breast part and the lower waist part, and whereas in the case of boys, the facial part, the hair glands where facial part where the hair emerges out, comes out, and the underarms of boys and girls where the hair growth can be seen. Where the secondary, in short, we can say the secondary sexual characters develop in the onset of puberty. Now, we'll see reproductive phases of life in humans. Adolescents become capable of reproduction when their testes and ovaries begin to produce gametes. And the capacity of maturation and production of gametes last for much longer time in male than in female. That is, releasing male gamete capacity in male is more than the females. If we take the age of 50, let's take not 50 but 60, a male can still produce sperms, that is male gamete, but in case of female, no. By they reach 50 or 55, ovary stops ovulation. In many cases, between 40 to 50, ovulation stops. So that is the reason it is said the capacity of maturation of gens and production in male is far more longer than the females. In females, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty, that is from 10 to 12 years, that is the onset of puberty of age, and generally lasts till the age of approximately 45 to 50, as I told you. And the ova begins to mature with the onset of puberty, and one ovum matures and is released by one of the ovary once in about 28 to 30 days. So girls, those who are above, and almost all of you in A standard, almost all the girls in A standard are above 10 years. So they might have or may face this situation that at the end of every 28 or 30 days you face a phase, a time period where ovulation takes place and egg cell gets released, and you have to face that time, which is called menstrual period. And during that time, bleeding, you have bleeding, and that is how the egg comes out of your body, just because it doesn't get fertilized. Okay, the uterus wall gets broken and it comes out in the form of blood, and 4 to 5 days girls have to face this situation. And initially you might find it embarrassing, but it is not embarrassing. You should be proud of that. Now you can be considered that you are capable of becoming a mother, or you are well set for reproduction. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty and is termed menarche. When menstrual flow starts in girls, it is called menarche, and at 45 to 50 years of age, the menstrual cycle stops. And this stoppage of menstruation is called menopause. What is it called? Menopause. Menopause is the stage where the maturation in ladies stops, and after that you are not capable of producing female egg cell. Initially, menstrual cycle may be irregular. It takes some time to become regular. Irregular or regular means the time span, sometimes it takes place in 28 days after, or it takes more than 1 month, or you have heavy bleeding during that time. It continues for not 5 days but for 6 to 7 days. That is irregular. That is what irregularity means. But never to get worried, especially the girls. When you find this, when you are in this situation, you should talk to your mother so that your problem will be solved. Menstrual cycle is controlled by hormones, and the cycle includes the maturation of the egg, its release, thickening of uterine wall, and its breakdown if pregnancy does not occur. It breaks down, and in case the egg is fertilized, it begins to divide and then gets embedded in the uterus for further development. So what happens? Why you girls, when you are going to school, and when means the school going girls and college going girls, unless and until they are not married, why you don't become pregnant? Because ovulation takes place every month. The egg gets released, but as the fertilization doesn't take place, it just flows out, breaks down, and it flows out of the vagina. That is but once you get married, officially what is the society need is, once you get married, when the mating takes place, when the egg sperm fuses into the uterus and it fertilizes the egg in the fallopian tube, then only the pregnancy remains. Then only the girl can be pregnant after the fertilization. So the fear of getting pregnant girls of your age might be having, but it is only possible if sperms meet the female egg cell, ova. Then only the fertilization takes place, zygote is formed, then it starts multiplying, it gets embedded to uterus, and then the further development takes place. So you have to be very careful. Now, how is the sex of baby determined? Everybody, you might have heard many a times that grandmas and elderly person always blames mother for not giving birth to a boy child. If a girl child is born, then everybody, mostly the elderly persons, blame mother, but it is not true. Actually, father is responsible for the baby girl or a baby boy, right? The father is actually responsible for the girl child to born. How? Let's see. Inside the fertilized egg or zygote is the instruction for determining the sex of the baby. In the fertilized egg, the instruction of the sex is present. This instruction is present in the thread-like structure which is called chromosome. And how? Let's see. All human beings have 23 pairs of chromosomes in the nuclei of their cells. 2 chromosomes out of these are the sex chromosomes named X and Y. A female has 2 X chromosomes while a male has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. Pair, 23 pairs, right? So in girls, in females, all the pairs are having XX, but in male, one of the pair has X and Y, both the chromosomes, and the gametes, egg and sperm, have only one set of chromosomes. So the unfertilized egg always has one X chromosome, but sperms are of 2 kinds. One kind has an X chromosome and the other kind has an Y chromosome. फीमेल के एक सेल में क्या है? दोनों ही X है, लेकिन स्पर्म में क्या है? एक X क्रोमोसोम है, एक Y क्रोमोसोम है. तो जो मिलेगा ओवा के साथ, अगर X मिला तो XX हुआ तो फीमेल, दैट इज गर्ल, विल प्रोड्यूस. और अगर स्पर्म का Y क्रोमोसोम ओवा का X क्रोमोसोम से मिलता है तो फिर क्या होगा? XY, then it's going to be a boy. So this is the reason why I told you that whether a child is going to be a boy or a girl, it depends on the father, not mother, because male egg cell has one pair where one is X and Y, both chromosomes are present, and you can see the picture over here. Egg cells, and if Y chromosome of sperm fuses with X with ova, then XY, boy is formed, and if X chromosome of the sperm mingles with ova where X is already present, XX gives birth to girl. So sex determination in human is like this. This is how in human being the embryo is going to be a boy or a girl is decided. Okay? Now hormones other than the sex hormones we have already seen in the previous part of the video. Now let's move on to role of hormones in completing the life history of insect and frog.